Hey skiers and snowboarders of the Southeast, get ready. We've got a big system heading our way for the weekend, including North Carolina primarily. This is going to be an interesting setup. The good old upper low, which is usually a weatherman's woe, but in this case, I'm loving it for the North Carolina mountains because I'm going to show you this is going to be the biggest system of the season for areas like Cataloochee Beach, Sugar Mountain, maybe up to Winter Place possibly. So it's going to start as rain, then change to snow pretty quickly. Late Saturday night into Sunday morning. This is going to be like Sierra cement. It's going to be very wet, heavy snow. Now it'll be great to ski in. Trust me, I love to be in the mountains for this one, but it is going to be a wet, heavy snow. So just be prepared. If you're traveling to the mountains this weekend, make sure you've got some good transportation because this wet, heavy snow is going to be on everything. It's going to stick to trees, power lines. Could be pretty sticky snow going into Monday morning. You could see it last for a while. The backside could be kind of interesting for areas up and down the Appalachians. And then going into next week, you see things will warm back up again. This has been a trend we've seen forever. Warm middle of the week, and then backside of these systems turns cold for the weekend. So next weekend, President's Day weekend, look at that. I like the looks of this. Cold air and northwest flow. So I tell you what, I don't know what we've been doing this winter. It's been really warm, but when it is cold, it's been at the right time. And again, this is a pretty good setup. We'll talk about next weekend later. We got to talk about this weekend because how much snow are we going to see? Okay, this is going to be a doozy. I think areas in the southern Appalachians probably have the best chance of seeing significant snow. Look at this. Kaboom! That's what these upper lows do. They just clobber you in a short period of time. Let's go in and look at some of these areas, especially the Smoky Mountains. I mean, I'm really excited to see how much Cataloochee gets out of this system because it could be pretty potent. I mean, Cataloochee's right there. And then you go up to, Beach, Sugar, App. That's a pretty good snow event. And then going up 77, heading up towards Winter Place. For once, not as much snow up in West Virginia, but there'll be some. I think actually the Virginia resorts probably got a little higher chance than the West Virginia resorts because of the track of this low. So this is not a bad setup at all. In fact, the way this thing moves up the coast, the reason it's kind of a better setup for the Virginia resorts, just depending on the track, is right there. You could see that the heavier snow band will likely be on the eastern facing slopes this go around because of this northeast flow. So yeah, those areas in Virginia, you might end up getting a pretty good dumping out of this. Now, kind of an interesting forecast for me this week because we're probably going to see snow starting Saturday, but probably not good snowmaking conditions because it's going to be really marginal temperatures. Now, Sunday, Monday, I do think we could make some snow, but it's not going to matter. There's going to be natural stuff falling, especially in the North Carolina resorts. So looking pretty good. And the good news is, as I mentioned briefly, next weekend, President's Day weekend, it's looking colder for sure. We could see some northwest flow. The snow's a little questionable, but I tell you what, the snowmakers will have a field day starting late next week going into the weekend and timing out another blast of cold air just in time for the long holiday weekend. And we've seen that a lot this season, and it's nice to see. As always, be safe if you're heading to the mountains this weekend because there is going to be some wet, heavy snow in the North Carolina resorts, eastern Tennessee. But as always, this is not the only snow I want to see. So I want you to keep thinking snow.